Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the card boot crafter. I'm coming on today because I'm going to do another card. So I've been having a tidy up in the room and I've came across these and I've had them for absolutely years and years. I think I picked them up at a car boot sale for, I don't know, 20p, something like that. I can't remember too well, but yeah, I had them for ages. And because they're 2 inches by 12 inches, so there's not an awful lot that I could think to make with them. But I've been putting my thinking cap on and I've got a bit of a thought about what I can do. So I want to choose 3 of them. Now most of these ones at the front, those are all, yeah, sort of Easter and spring ones. So I think these are the, yeah, these are all regular ones. So let me move those spring ones out the way and have a look. I want to choose 3 of them, 3 that kind of stand out a little bit. Let's have a look. That one's quite a nice one. That one's a little, I like that, but it's a little bit, yeah. So I like that one. I like that one. I do like that one a lot, actually. Maybe I'll just have one of those to start off with. So let's see what else we've got. I mean, I like all of them, but does that, I don't think that really goes. Pop that there. Nope. No, don't think so. What about that one, actually? That one might, because it's got the black flowers on. Very similar. So that one's nice as well. Hold on, that one's got black flowers on as well, hasn't it? Let's pop that one down. Yeah. What about those 3? Thinking I might go with those 3. And actually, next time I might go with those ones and find some that kind of go with it a bit more. Anyway, let's pop those to one side, out of the way. So I'm going to go with this one, these 3. I'm going to bring in my old trimmer, my car boot find when I first started crafting. So I must have had this, oh, I wouldn't even like to hazard a guess how long I've had these, but yeah, a very, very long time. Now I don't want it too wide. I'm thinking, because that's my 2 centimetres, so I might just budget to there, and then that just gives me a really good cut on the 2 centimetres, and that leaves, hold on, how much, what are these? That's just about 3 centimetres, just under. So let's cut the rest. I'm going to have that side, I think. So let's pop that in. And there's just a little, just enough of a lip there that I can put it up to it and get a nice 2 centimetre cut. So I've still got enough there. I could do 2 cards out of this, actually. But I might come back to it and do 2 of these. Let's see what this turns out like first. It's in my head, so I'm not entirely sure. So I've already prepped. So this is an A4 piece of cream card that I've just folded in half. This is another piece of cream card, and what I want to do is put it on top, but I'm going to raise that up so you get a little bit of a shadow on it. So I just want to check. That's 20 centimetres. So I want them to be roughly about the same. I'm going to go with 18. I want them to be roughly about the same length. But I'm going to stagger them, I think. It's in my head, and I'm probably not explaining very well at all what I want to do. But let's do our 18 centimetres, and hopefully, if this works, fingers crossed. If it doesn't work, and I don't like how the card turns out, this video will never see the light of day. Right, okay, so those are 2 centimetres by 18 centimetres on there, and I've still got some scraps there as well that I can use for something. So let's pop them to one side. Now, what I want to do is, I've already stamped a happy birthday sentiment. I'm thinking I might layer it onto some black, but I'm not quite sure yet. And what I want to do is put the 3 strips on here. Actually, if I take the card base out, that might be easier. So I want one in the middle and then one either side. This is what I've got in my head. So something like that, with that going across like that. See what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to mat that onto there, so it's got that. Just if I just show you what I mean. So there's just a little bit of a black border. So it's still a CAS card because there's still lots of clean space around the card. I might put them ever so slightly closer. In fact, one of the things I was thinking of is staggering it. So if I do stagger it, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to cut these down a little bit. Let me just see. Doing it by eye. So if I stagger it like that, with that over. Actually, do you know, I do like that. I do like that. And I've got a thought, I might not keep these like that. Let me bring back my my trimmer and cut off another 2 centimetres. So 18, so that'll be 16 centimetres, I think. I think that might work better. So where's 16? Yeah, the only drawback with this, actually, I'm going to turn it round because there's a bit, I want to keep the flowers on, and that end is just a little bit of sort of twig and leaf, but I keep flowers. And I'm going to do the same with this one, so I don't want to chop that flower off. I'll turn it that way, and again it's just a little bit of sort of orange. Now hold on, let me have a look, see with this one. So if I turn it that way, I'm going to lose that flower. I'm going to lose that flower. If I turn it that way, 16, I'm going to lose that flash of pink. There's a little flash of pink there. I think I'm going to do it this way. And keep, actually, think about it, Teresa, think a bit more. Let me just bring that up. I'm going to chop a little bit off this end. Just a little bit. There we go. So I'm keeping that leaf and that flash of colour. Now I'll take it to the 16 centimetres. And I don't lose all of the flower then, do I? Look. Right, okay. Some little twiddly bits, as my mother would say. Right, now let's have a look at that, see about staggering this. Does this work better? So put one in the middle by eye, and then one can go slightly higher and one can go slightly lower, like that. There we go. And then that will go over the top like that. And you know what? I think that will work. Right. But I don't know whether to keep them squared off, or one of the things I was thinking about, let me show you on this little scrap piece, was, where's me scissors gone? There's me little scissors. Was to cut a V in it. That's that side. And that's that side. I don't know whether to do that or whether to keep it. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it straight. I'm not so keen on it like that. And yet all along that was one of the things I was definitely going to do. So let's take those two off. Actually, what I want to do first is excuse me, this is definitely going to go on the black, so I want to glue this first so it's got a minute to dry before I trim it down. So let's pop that on to the black card. I'm going to pop it somewhere in the middle because I'm not sure. Although it looked quite nice with quite a thin border, didn't it? So let me just, that should be okay. Like that. Let's pop that like that. And I'm going to, there's the stamp, so I'm just going to pop it on top to hold it down a little bit. Keep it flat. And then I'm going to bring on my glue and glue these down. Oh, it doesn't really matter what colours they are, do they? Which way the colours are, which one's in the middle and which to the left or right. I just kind of think they go quite well in a almost clashy sort of way. Right, I'm going to turn this sideways just because my brain works better popping things on like this. So that's about the middle. Lining it up on my my grid, just more so that it's straight there, because I don't want that to be like at an angle and then we put that straight and it's not straight on the card at all. So if I've got my card straight, I stand a much better chance. So I'm just gonna let it lie down. That's about the middle, I think. Let's turn it. Yeah, that's about the middle. Get it straight. You have to stop and concentrate sometimes, don't you? You can't be talking sometimes when you're trying to concentrate. Right, so let's do the lovely sort of almost lime green strip. I mean, these are beautiful papers. I really like them, but because they're little 2 inches, I struggled a little bit. Although I am using scraps a lot more, so now I've got them out, perhaps I could just treat them like scraps. Right, I want to leave a little gap, but not a huge. Actually, let's get that one on so that I can see where I'm heading to. A little bit caggy-handed there, wasn't I? Bring that down a bit more like that. It's just about playing with your bits and your scraps and what have you, really, isn't it? And then this one goes on as well. And the process of kind of making those decisions as to what you want. I started off with a thought, and some of those thoughts have changed. Right, I want to make sure the paper's up the right way as well. Move that over ever so slightly, because I'm not just thinking about the step up, I'm also thinking about this gap between them as well. Up a little. No, I don't want to take it up any more than that, do I? No. Right, so I think that looks quite nice, actually. What do you think? I quite like that. Right, let's pop that to one side, and hopefully this has dried now. Now I want to have a nice thin border, so I'm going to use these, my perfect layers, and I think 1/16 is going to be too small. Let's have a look at 1/8. 1/8 maybe? That might work. Or is that? Let's do 1/8 and then we can have a look. Right, where's my blade? Needs a new blade actually. Let's see how we get on. Actually, if I do it this way, because I'm going to cut that piece off anyway. Buff that up. And that, it holds really nicely as well against that, because it's quite thick cream paper. And through a few times. There we go. Now, I'm thinking maybe that's a bit thick. So I might go back to the 1/16 and try that. Yeah. Let's try the 1/16. See if we can do that. It's going to be a lot thinner. But hopefully. There we go. Now, yeah. See, I think that looks better. The 1/16 for this sort of border. Because I only want the hint of it. I don't want it to be too in your face. This is the 16th side. I don't want it to be too much in your face. So, yeah, I did think 1/16 might be a little bit thick. Oh, missed completely. There we go. That's talking and not concentrating. So, small sides. These are so handy. I don't use them that often. I should have them on my desk in front of me so I could use them more. And let's catch that. There we go. And last one. Just keep my blade running down the side of it. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a nice border size actually for this. And that's just going to go in the middle like that. And I think I'm going to use some glue pads on that as well. I've moved my glue pads a bit further back, so I'm having to stretch. Right. Or do I want to keep that flat? I tell you what I'll do. I will layer this up onto here like that. And then see whether I want to layer that up higher. You know, raise it up or not. So let's get some pads on here. So I did used to like the bigger ones. You can't get them so easily now, which is a bit of a pain. These are nice. These are great. I wish you could get both because these are great. I do like these little square ones, but the bigger ones that you used to get from Poundland, which I haven't seen in my local Poundland for quite a while, but they were just a little bit bigger and just sort of gave a bit more support for when you're doing something like this. Yeah, well, I suppose I could have used the roll, couldn't I, instead of just going with the foam pads. I could have just got the roll out and used that. They're a bit of a pain as well because they don't stick to your fingers, but then you can't get them off the backing very easily. Had to use that one just because I pulled the backing off when I pulled the other one off. So there we go. Hopefully that's enough to hold. Let's move that out of the way a minute and get me porky tool and take them off like that. So, and this actually, once I've got the decisions made, I can see this being quite a quick and easy card to make, because all you've got to do really is decide which papers you want to use and just get on and make it, and it's going to be really simple to make. But I have a lot of friends that do like the simple look for cards, so and that's why I've done so many CAS cards. That one hasn't, and neither has, oh, or has it? No, that one hasn't. Sometimes you're not quite, I'm not quite sure. Right, let's turn that over and centralise that as best we can. Handmade cards are never 100% accurate or straight, but that's what gives them the charm rather than the hallmark look. Right, so that's that. Now then, do I want to raise that up? I think I will raise it up. I don't think it needs it, but I think I will anyway, just to give a little bit more texture to the cards, a bit more depth and texture, like that. And one there, that should do it. And back in with my porky tool, and then I can pop it. I'm going to pop it in the middle, I think, like that. Yep. And there is a really quick and simple card to make, done really quickly. So I was going to have a look. Have I got any papers? Let me just see if I've got any paper to go inside. Now I know I've got a ton of carbon paper there. So let's see if we've got a nice piece. Some of it's a bit, there we go, it's a nice piece. So I'll use that. Some of it's got a bit mucky because I'm going to use it for journaling pages. So what I want to do is fold it in half like that, and then I'm just going to trim a little bit off. Where's my guillotine? And then I've got a double insert, so let me just double check on that. Yeah, that measures exact. So I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off, so I know that this is should be 21. Yeah, so I'm going to cut 1/2 centimetre off, and I'm hoping that this one, yeah, so 1/2 centimetre off there as well. So that should, the thing with this one, it hasn't got the guard to hold your papers down. There we go. But as you can see, it can cut incredibly thin shaves of paper off. So that's my insert. I think I'm going to use the same stamp for the inside. So that's some nice paper. I'm going to flip it over to the bit grubbier paper. And I've got my black soot. Is it black soot? Tuxedo black, this one is. Ink from Memento. So I'll use that. Now, the only thing is it's white on white, so I can't see it very well. So I'm just going to line it up with the bottom there. Because what I'm thinking of doing is use some of the scraps on the insert. So hopefully that's stamped nicely. Oh, look. Might use one of my inserts to cover that up. Hold on. One of my inserts, my scraps to cover that up. Isn't it annoying when you stamp something and it does something like that? Right. Let me get my bits. So these are the smaller pieces. So I could put that there, couldn't I? Haha. And then, now do I want to keep them? Decisions. So that one has got to, I've got to cut that down, obviously. Oh, now the thing is, I could, yeah, I've got nowhere then to write, have I? So what if I overlap them? Could I overlap them? Let's have a think. I could overlap them. just slightly, actually if I put the green in the middle, ta-da, this is me thinking out loud, could overlap them like that. And then I've still got somewhere to write underneath. I'm going to cut those down as well. So where is my little guillotine? I can't see it, so I'll have to use the big one. Okay, move that out of the way. Bring these back. Right, now I obviously want to cut that end off. So what are we? These are 12.5. I want them a lot smaller than that. I'm going to take that to 7.5. 7.5. The next one I'm going to take to 8.5. And yeah, and then the next one I want to keep that bit, so that was 8.5. Let's go to 9.5 like that. So I want to keep it clean and simple still, but at the same time I want to use up all my scraps, and I want to cover that bit. And I do like tying the inside with the front of the card. So let's see if this will work. Let's overlap them like that. And then that one underneath like that. See, I'd have put them further down. I'd have put them maybe at the bottom so that you've got room to write there. But with that mark there, it's either start all over again or use it. So yeah, I'm going to do that, I think. So in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them on here. So let's get the green one. So that's going to go like that. So I'm going to put a line of glue just on that one side like that, and glue that on there. Overlap it about 1/3 of the way like that. I want to keep that side straight. I'm going to do the same with this one. Just a thin line of glue down there, and again overlap it by about 1/3. I want to keep things, keep things kind of even with it. So let's pop that on there like that. Or would that maybe even, oh, that's a bit different, isn't it? Do you know, I think I prefer it that way. I'm going to go with that. Let's glue it down all the way around. It's copy paper, so I'm not going to put much glue on, because you know, it will take quite easily. Right, line it up. Actually, take it up a little bit more. Line it up against that edge. There we go. Oh, there's my insert. I quite like that. Funny how little accidents like that can help. Right, I have my battered old double-sided tape, which is a very strange shape. It did start off being circular, but ended up looking like that. Right, so that's where I want it to go. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on this side and I'll show you why in a minute. A lot of people put it on the back, but I'll show you why I put it on this side in a moment. Let me just see if I can find the end, get it down, and then I'll show you, which is probably a lot easier than trying to explain. So let's get some tape on there. I sometimes use glue, but when it's copier paper I prefer to use the tape, just because I don't want it showing through when you open up. Oh, that's gone flying. Let's use my other scissors. There we go. Let's see if I can get the end up on that. Yeah, it's usually not too bad, this one, to get up. Right, and I always open my card and have it sort of semi-open and then butt it into that crease. And then all I've got to think about is the top and bottom of it. Right, now let me show you why I do that side. So I'm opening up my card and it opens like that. Now if I was to put the glue on this side, or the double-sided tape should say on this side, and stick it down, when I open that up, this leaf, this side of the insert, remains closed. But this way, whenever you open your card, I'll just do it again, it just comes up with it, and leaves the back piece down, and then it just opens to where it should be. So there you go, another clean and simple card, and I'm really pleased. I mean, I kind of had the idea in my head of how it would come out, but happy accident on the inside, and I quite like that. And then a couple of things on the front that I wasn't going to do, but maybe, yeah, I think it turned out better for not doing them. Okay then, guys, well, hopefully I'll see you in the next one, and maybe I'll do some more clean and simple cards. Anyway, take care. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.